Hello, everybody, and what's going on? I'm Ehel the Amigo. Welcome to episode 52 of All Elite again, the TEW IX series. We're playing as AEW, etc., etc. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? We're recording this on a special day on a Monday. I made a post. I made a post on my page saying that I was going to stream on Saturday instead of Sunday. But yeah, plans just didn't it just didn't work out that way. Let's just leave it at that. You know, card subject to change, right, etc. It just didn't work out that way, but we're here now. It's Monday. Let's get right into this. All right, first things first, before we just jump right in, let's open up the notes. Queen Aminata. Not somebody that we talk a lot she's not somebody we talk about a lot in this save. She is in ROH. She got injured. But yeah, I called her up to the main roster just so we can get her the surgery. You see, she's got a torn rotator cuff, just like Santana. So yeah, let's run this surgery and hope it goes well. Success! Yay! Oh wow, she's gonna be back before Santana. Man, his injury must have been bad, because I'm sure we gave him the surgery and he's still been out for a while. All right, so that was the first thing we had to do. I just wanted to get it out of the way so I didn't forget, because I definitely would have. Lee Moriarty and Thomas Billington are going to be back pretty soon. Not really major players. They're probably just going to go right back in ROH, but something to keep in mind. And yeah, it's time for us to think about Dynamite, which is a show we're about to be looking at in a second. We set up Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland for the Prime Championship #1 contenders ship spot. So yeah, that's obviously going to main event this show. I don't think there's any way we can convince Kenny Omega to put over Swerve Strickland. I feel like Kenny Omega's got to win. The question is whether or not do we cop out and have him win by DQ, or do we just let him win? So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. All right, and then yeah, we've got some tag league action. We're gonna have a B block match: the Briscoes versus Beer Money, Best Friends versus Bobador Cavernario and Bullador Jr. I believe we set up Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley last time. I should probably go check, but I'm pretty sure we did that. Then we're gonna have 3 A block matches on Collision. Oh, and I wrote Davina Rose versus question marks here, but I think she should probably just come back on Dynamite, actually. Oh yeah, she literally said she will return on Dynamite. So yeah, I don't know why I wrote that there. That's my bad. We're gonna book her against somebody on Dynamite. All right, that's what we're doing today. Let's get it going. I want to talk about Will Ospreay in a second. Do we need him for this show? Actually, let's see. I don't think Walter, AJ, or Will Ospreay did anything on this episode. All right. I could have swore we did something with them, right? At some point. Yeah, Walter had a match and he cut a promo. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have Will Ospreay come in and he's going to cut a promo and get interrupted by Walter. Boom. All right, big plans. I will explain why we're doing this in a second. Yeah, let's go ahead and advance. It's not even Wednesday yet. It's only Tuesday. So yeah, we're jumping the gun a little. All right. Danny Burch bonds with Tommy, and Danny Burch, if he is the person I'm thinking of, I can't even click here. I haven't thought about that guy in a while, but he was yeah, I think he's the guy I'm thinking of. He was pretty sick in NXT. Oh, all right. Apparently, Carmella did something on social media, and they're going to be distancing themselves from her. She's not even that popular. I mean, yeah, and it seems like they're not going to release her. They're just not supporting her either. I mean, I probably wouldn't sign her anyways, though. Is there anybody we've got waiting? No. Okay, cool. All right, let's get to booking a Dynamite. All right. I have no idea where we were last time. Which isn't it the same every week? Okay, I guess we were in the Great Lakes. Or no, we were in the Mid-Atlantic for Collision, so let's just stay here for Dynamite. If we go to an entirely different region for every show, we go through them pretty fast. Yeah, we'll just stay in the Mid-Atlantic. I mean, we're gonna draw close to 13,000, so we'll go to West Virginia. Can we possibly get a good angle ID? That would be very useful, guys. A bit of a gamble. Can we turn things around? Can we go the other direction? Another gamble. All right. Hold on. Third time's the charm. Third time is the charm. Hey, near certainty. You gotta believe. You just gotta believe in them. Can we get another near certainty? Likely. All right. Well, 1 out of 4. All right. Stu Grayson came up to us backstage with an idea for a creative finish. I saw a clip recently. It was like Stu Grayson on like, apparently it looked like some kind of farm or something, and he dove off of a U-Haul truck. I'm thinking he's gonna dive like onto a bunch of people and they're gonna catch him, but no, he just dove like onto the ground. Or I guess it was like a bunch of hay, or maybe it was like mud or something, but yeah, he just kind of dove straight onto the ground. I'm like, man, what is wrong with this guy? I thought that clip was pretty funny. Bryce Remsburg and Allison Danger are furious with each other. That's weird. Relax, guys. Relax. Davina Rose trained Bianca Belair. Okay. Cody Rhodes trained the Butcher specifically. All right, on with the show. You know, this is gonna be a weird thing to book first, but since I was just talking about it, let's book this. We're gonna have Will Ospreay, of all people, cutting a promo backstage, and let's put AJ Styles there too. We've probably done this exact segment or a segment like this already, but yeah, let's just do this. So we've got AJ and Will talking backstage. Let's do like 1 minute maybe. And here we're just gonna put Walter off screen. And then we're going to do a part 2, which is a bit longer, 3 minutes, and we're going to call this foreshadowing. And basically in this part, we're going to have Walter show up. And of course, he's always flanked by his boys, Timothy Thatcher, Axel Tischer. And the gist of what I want to accomplish with this promo is we're trying to set up a one-on-one match between Walter and Will Ospreay. I was toying with the idea of doing Walter versus Will Ospreay at Revolution, the upcoming pay-per-view, but I've kind of realized that Will Ospreay, he's just not that good. Or at least not in this mod. I mean, specifically, he's not that good because he's too banged up. So, you know, we've been putting him in matches, and it seems like the best we've been able to get out of him is like a 6 in like the 60s, the low 60s. So yeah, we're basically gonna write him off. We're gonna have him have a match with Walter. He's gonna lose that match, and then they're gonna kill him. And yeah, we're gonna write him off. Dude, the Will Ospreay experiment is coming to an end soon. But anyways, let's focus on this promo for now. Basically, I guess Will Ospreay is kind of just talking about how much he looks up to AJ Styles and how he's going to be the AJ Styles of AEW. And then Walter's going to come by kind of laughing at him and get all in his face. But, Will Ospreay is not about to back down. And basically, we'll have Will Ospreay challenge him to a match. Gonna say, Walter, you think you're so big and bad and you think everybody's afraid of you. Well, I'm not afraid of you. And how about me and you in the ring, bruv, next week, Dynamite. Yeah, and little does he know what we have planned. Okay, yeah. Alright, so I wanted to get that out of the way just so I didn't forget. Because, yeah, let's take a look at Will Ospreay really quick. Wait, no, you are not a heel. Thank you. Alright, you see, his highest rating is 82, but, like, let's go to the match. Yeah, he got a 55 in this match. In Japan, where I assume he's more over than he is here in the US, the match kind of just carried by Okada and a little bit by Sonata. If we look at what stuff we've booked him in, he got a 51 against Timothy Thatcher on Dark. Jesus. Yeah, we booked him against AJ Styles and he got a 61. So, this wasn't on Dark. This was on Dynamite. So, assuming that him on Dynamite means that he's, like, trying his hardest, he only got a 61. So, yeah, Walter is about to murder this man, unfortunately. All right, let's book some matches. Best Friends versus Belvedere Cavernario and Volador Jr. This is a A-block match in the All Elite Tag League. I've got to say the full name every time. And I'm pretty sure. Let me take a look at my I really should just take a screenshot of this and like put it on the screen in one of these videos to show you guys. Maybe I'll do that at the end of the tournament because it'll be a bunch of spoilers if I show it to you now. But yeah, I've got all the wins and losses charted out. Oh, all right, yeah. See, and it's a good thing that I pulled out my chart and looked, because it turns out Barbaro Cavernario and Volador Jr. are going to be your winners of this match. Hooray. Should we do a flash pinfall? No, we'll just leave it open. We'll go ahead and what else are we booking on the show? All right, this is going to be our Steal the Show match of the evening. There's a very PWG coded match there. I don't know why I moved it above the promo. All right, but anyways, let's move on. Next tag match. Got the Briscoe brothers, Mark and Jay. Yep. Mark and Jay Briscoe are taking on Beer Money, James Storm, and Bobby Roode. All right, once again, taking a look at my my chart. Okay, just as I suspected, the Briscoe brothers are going over. Let's give the win to Mark. And let's go ahead and make this our wild brawl, I guess. Why not? Yeah, let's give them 15 minutes. See, we've booked these guys like, actually, is the game gonna warn us? Because we've done this match like at least 3 times. Well, the last time we did it was in November, so I think we should be okay. Oh, can I actually here? Ooh. Well, I guess we have to continue anyways because it's part of a tournament. But that's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, that the penalty is like in real life if oh, I just noticed my stream manager is frozen. Hold on. All right, but yeah, getting the penalty for booking the match too much is like in real life. They did this match after they haven't faced each other since November, and people on Reddit are like, "We want fresh matchups. These guys have wrestled each other already." That's basically the penalty. People were like, "We've seen this match before." Hey man, that's just the way the brackets shaked out. It's not my fault. I mean, I guess I made the brackets, but whatever. It's not my fault. There's nothing I can do. All right, main event time. Kenny Omega taking on Swerve Strickland of the Don Callis family. I'm gonna give this like, I mean, I want to give them like a full 20, but this is only Dynamite, right? It's not like a pay-per-view match, so we'll give them 18. I think that's still plenty of time. I mean, yeah, I feel like there's no way. There's no way. Here, we're gonna do Swerve Tainted. Keep Kenny Omega strong. Just to be clear. He's extreme. Even if we keep him strong and have the tainted finish, he's extremely unhappy. So yeah, this is just this ain't happening. Unfortunately for Swerve. But don't worry, Swerve heads. His time will come. You know, yeah, don't worry in real life either. His time will come, hopefully. Man, I feel like AEW at the beginning of the year, like when they had like Hangman was around, Swerve was around, Kenny Omega was having matches on TV. He just did recently, but yeah. Andrade was in the mix. They were fucking cooking, man. Back when they did like Kenny versus Swerve and Swerve versus Andrade and Andrade versus Hangman, man, they were cooking. Like, I really don't go back and watch. I'm talking too much and getting distracted. Hold on. I'm gonna do. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do CM Punk interference on Kenny Omega, but we're also gonna do Bryan Danielson interference on Swerve to kind of balance it out. Because what I imagine would happen in real life is that maybe like CM Punk and Don Callis would be doing things to distract Kenny Omega during the match, but as some, you know, they're gonna try to cheat. Maybe Don's trying to pass a weapon to Swerve, and Bryan Danielson's gonna run down and snatch it out of his hands, and that is gonna distract Swerve. But yeah, we can't really get that detailed in the game, so yeah, we're just gonna do they both get attacked. Do we have a creative finish for our big match? We have a near certainty. Holy shit! Oh, we have a very risky Kenny Omega. We can try that. It's very risky. We can do that. No, let's do the creative. The near certainty. See no reason to hold on to that. Let's do. Let's do Cody. I think he's our best agent, weirdly. There you go. That's our main event setup. I've got to find an opponent for Davina. I actually, you know what? I didn't pre-plan this, but we just hired Shiori last episode. Yeah, she's got 4 popularity. Let's do it. Let's do it. But no, genuinely, I feel like this is a case where her popularity is so low that if we just having her appear on Dynamite is probably going to give her a boost, you know? Probably get her to like 12 or something. So yeah, let's do Davina versus Shiori. Speaking of Davina, the word on the street, is the streets are saying that her WWE contract's coming up soon. I really hope she comes to AEW, man. I've always been a big fan of Bailey, Davina, whatever we're gonna call her here. You know, this is Davina's return match from her kayfabe injury, so let's do like 8 minutes. I don't want Shiori to just get completely fucking squashed. But yeah, I want Bailey to look good in her comeback. All right, Davina Rose, open match. Okay, and actually, it's time for us to book another angle. All right, so I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but I want to do. We need to complete the trilogy between Hana Kimura and Awesome Kong. So yeah, we're gonna set that up right now. Let's do Renee Paquette backstage. We're gonna do back. Actually, you know what? No, Hana Kimura interviews or promos don't do great, so we're gonna do interviewer Hana Kimura being interviewed. Let's try this. Right, and Hana Kimura wrestled. I believe we booked her on Collision last time. So yeah, or she's being interviewed by Renee Paquette. They're talking about how we just saw her get a win over, I believe it was Lady Shani, and how she's the world champion, the women's world champion. What are her plans? What does she intend to do next? And Hana Kimura, she's gonna start cutting a promo like, I'm the women's champion, Hana Kimura, and my plans are to, and then before she can even really get anything out, we're gonna have her get attacked by Awesome Kong. So we're gonna do surprise 1 minute. Hana Kimura victim, Renee Paquette background player. I'm not even gonna include Stokely's Angels. I'm kind of I'm kind of over that whole group idea because it's like, you know, it's like Awesome Kong and 3 people that aren't that good or over. So yeah, for the time being, we might just move forward with Kong and Stokely, and that's it. All right. So, anyways, Awesome Kong shows up, attacks Hana Kimura, interrupting her interview. All right. Well, actually, no. Let's make this 2 minutes. We're gonna do storyline. Paste. Awesome Kong. We're gonna. I don't know how this is gonna work out. Let's try intimidation. Intimidation. I believe she's got 76 menace. Let's have her be intimidating. So see, whenever you choose intimidation, I imagine it's like the manager's cutting the promo and Awesome Kong's in the background just flexing and going like she's Vader or something. Like that's how I imagine intimidation works. Awesome Kong is she's doing her best Vader impression in the background of Stokely talking. Hana Kimura is selling. She's down. Yeah, basically we're gonna have Stokely say it to Hana Kimura, like, not so fast, Hannah. Did you really think that after you took our championship away from us, after you stole the championship away from us, that we would just forget about it and move on? Hana Kimura, Awesome Kong was the champion for months and deserves a rematch. So either you meet us in the ring next, well, do we want to do it like on, are we also going to do that on Dynamite? I don't know, shit. You meet us in the ring at some undetermined point in time in the future, or we can just keep doing this and we'll take the title from you. Your choice. And this is why we needed the the angle idea. Right, yeah, so we're trying to set this up. Maybe we're not going to do it on next week's Dynamite. Maybe we'll do the Dynamite after. I need to look at the upcoming schedule. But we can't do that while we're booking a show, unfortunately. So basically, Stokely's argument is like, you know, Awesome Kong had the championship for all that time. She should get a rematch. And I mean, yeah, she had the belt for 310 days. So yeah, she definitely, you know, should get a immediate rematch. Let's do this. The opener slot, I guess. Facebook 45 more minutes. Let's see, we need some promos. You know what? Actually, we set up Mox versus Eddie for next week on Collision. So let's just have Eddie Kingston cut a promo. All right, nothing groundbreaking here. We're just gonna have Eddie Kingston with Melissa Santos cutting a promo, basically saying, like, you know, last time I faced Jon Moxley, he got me, he choked me out, but I never gave up, I never tapped out, I never quit. And if the referee didn't stop the match, I would have woken up and I would have kept on fighting. So Jon Moxley, you better be ready for war, because I'm not holding anything back. I'm coming 100% for you. All right, Kingston promo. We should also book a Mox promo, I guess. So yeah, let's do this. All right, so they're basically both cutting promos, just showing that they're taking this match very serious. Even though we recently saw them teaming up, they're yeah, they're not exactly buddies yet, or maybe not even yet. Just they're not exactly friends. Yeah, John Moxley's like, Eddie Kingston, you want to go again? You want another round? All right, well, I don't see why anything's gonna change. I don't see what you think's gonna happen this time. But I will gladly oblige. Part 2. This is going to be a tease. Ortiz is going to show up, of course, with Black Taurus behind him, his partner in the tag league. Selena is going to be there, and Penta is going to be there. We're going to have both Ortiz and Penta speak, I guess. Basically, the idea is he's going to cut his promo, and then these guys are going to show up, and Ortiz is going to kind of talk some trash to John Moxley and the Death Riders, and Moxley is basically going to be like, look, man, you can talk all the talk you want to talk, but when the time comes for you to take on Pac and Shingo, I don't think you guys are going to be doing a lot of laughing then. But yeah, and then right at the end, we're going to have Penta kind of get in Moxley's face, and I have him set to character development, but let's just say he gets in his face and they don't actually speak. They just kind of have a tense face-off. So yeah, this is a big tease for what's to come. Kenny versus Swerve is the main event. How many matches do we have, actually? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we can actually fit another match in here. Let's keep booking these promos, though, and then we'll see what we can do. Yeah, Kenny and Swerve are in the main event, so let's just give them both promos. Give Kenny 3 minutes. Kenny Omega. We're gonna have Kenny Omega backstage with Bryan Danielson. Fuck it. And they are talking to Denise Salcedo. Hey, this is a typical hype promo. Just kind of Kenny Omega going off about how Don Callis, he says a lot of things, and yeah, he's got a way with words, and he can convince people of certain things. But no matter what Don Callis says to you, Swerve, you are not on the level of Kenny Omega. Maybe you might be someday, but you're not today. You're not right now. It's still my time, and I have 100% intentions of facing my good friend Bryan Danielson for this championship. So whether it takes me going through Ricky Starks, El Phantasmo, CM Punk, or Don Callis himself, Swerve Strickland, I will be victorious today. All right, so Eddie Kingston got Kenny Omega supremely confident heading into main event. I don't know why I was trying to say Eddie Kingston. All right, let's basically just repeat this process for Swerve. We'll have this one be storyline development. All right, so here we've got Don Callis talking. We've got Swerve Strickland talking. We're gonna have CM Punk also talking. This will give him something to do on the show. Ricky Starks doesn't even need to be there, I guess. Say they're talking to Renee Paquette. Basically just kind of mirroring Kenny Omega's promo. It's like Don Callis kind of responding like, Kenny Omega, you think you know everything, you think you know all about me, but What you don't know is that what we have in store for you tonight, because you really think that you're gonna win tonight. You really think you're gonna walk out of here the number one contender. Swerve Strickland deserves this title shot more than anybody in this company, and he will get it. We guarantee it. And then, CM Punk will probably chime in and be like, Kenny Omega's a fucking idiot. Just, being his CM Punk self. Put this right before the main event. Uh, 28 more minutes. All right, this show's coming together pretty nicely, but we still, yeah, we really need to do something with Kento Miyahara. Jesus, we should probably just end that feud and start another one. Which, speaking of which, the plan for him with this title, let's just go ahead. The plan for him with the title is for him to defend it against Wagner Tercero at Revolution. But yeah, I don't really know. Because we built them up by giving them random tag matches, but now like all the tag teams are in the tag league. So unless we just want to have a third tag match on this show to squash, not really something I'm looking to do. Let's see, is there any interesting matchups for Kento? No one is really jumping out at me. All right, we'll save Kento for Collision, I guess. Or hey, you know what? This is the world title scene. Let's get Jimmy Jacobs and Punishment Martinez out of here, please. As well as Sting and Brody King. All right, let's go ahead and put in the much better Ultraman's is Black. Okay. You know what? Actually, yeah, maybe we can book a Dark Order match. Is that weird? Probably. Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure Evil Uno, yeah, he's still unimportant. Chris Brooks, I'm gonna assume he's got chilly momentum. He used to be recognizable. Who else? Tracy Williams is recognizable. Oh god, I'm gonna have to book Tracy Williams on Dynamite. Oh fuck. Alright, maybe we do like a trios match. Alright, how about we have them take on is this straight up gonna be a like throwaway squash? And bear in mind, I don't really know where I'm going with the with the Dark Order involvement in the world title storyline, but we're just figuring it out along the way. So let's go ahead and book Evil Uno, Chris Brooks, and Tracy Williams versus El Hijo del Vikingo, Dante Martin, and Darius Martin. Let's give Evil Uno the win. It's a extremely random match. Probably gonna regret booking that even. I mean, maybe not. We'll see. So we don't have a storytelling. And why is James Storm being used too much? Huh? Is James Storm unimportant? He is. Damn. Or slightly overused. That's fine. Yeah, so we'll probably just get like Adam Page and Cody into promos, and we'll call it a show. Before I do that, let's see, what did they last do? Oh, okay, yeah, we had a promo where MJF was telling Cody that the Dark Order are a bunch of jobbers and that he shouldn't even be thinking about them. And then we had MJF beat Tracy Williams. That's pretty funny. All right, Hangman Page cut a promo and he seemed less annoyed by Ultramantis Black than usual. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start the show with a 6-minute Cody promo. Just because, basically. What would he even say? Honestly, we've kind of had Cody in like a holding pattern. He defended the belt against Sting, and now we're kind of just waiting until he wrestles Adam Page. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at Cody opens the show. Whatever, man. You know, you would think that the world title scene would be like the most well thought out thing on the show, but no, not really. It's usually some kind of undercard storyline. And now that Ultramantis Black's in the storyline, we'll just have him. All right, 6 minutes. Cody opens the show. I don't know what he talks about. Four minutes backstage. Let's do character development. Maybe we can say, you know, we can play off of MJF saying that the Dark Order are jobbers. Maybe Cody Rhodes can cut a promo about how, you know, he's such a huge star in wrestling and how AEW is so fortunate and so lucky to even have him on their roster, and the fans are so lucky to see him, and he doesn't think that they truly appreciate the special talent he is. And you know that it's a shame because he sees the roster is full of people like the Dark Order, you know, who have never accomplished anything and rely on gimmicks and jokes to try and desperately get over, and people like Hangman Page who constantly go on and on and on about all the things they're gonna do and all the things they're gonna accomplish and how they're gonna make the crowd proud, but even those people will never compare to the great Cody Rhodes. All right, that's Cody's promo, and then Adam Page is basically gonna cut a promo saying, like, you know, if I'm the world champion, you know, what kind of champion puts down the company he works for? What kind of champion puts down the locker room, the boys in the back, the fans that pay they spend their hard-earned cash to come here to see us perform? So yeah, you know, Adam Page kind of slowly coming around to the Dark Order, where he's like, hey, you know, they are jobbers, but you know, come on, don't be mean. You know, that's the difference between me and you, Cody. Because while you were sitting there doing this, I was out making moves. Let's have him talking to Melissa Santos. Oh, yeah, Hangman Page, a man of the people. Okay, we're gonna put this here, and we're gonna move this Mox promo. How about we move this match, actually? We still need 10 more minutes. You don't say. You don't say. All right. We don't have a storytelling match, man. All right, why don't we do this? This is probably a terrible idea. Shuri, I know you're not over, but they've got 66 to 96. Psychology. Why don't we make this 10 minutes storytelling? Maybe the story being told is that Davina's a little rusty, you know. So she starts off the match and she thinks she's doing good, but maybe she like botches a move or something, and Shuri takes advantage and takes over the match for a little bit. That's a story, right? I don't know what we're doing with the women's tag titles. Please, much like AEW in real life, I don't know what I'm doing with the tag titles. All right, how about this? We're gonna book a Latin Mafia promo just to kill some time on the show, and that'll probably be it. Well, here we'll give 2 more minutes to the main event. Eddie Kingston, we're gonna give him 2 more minutes. All right, we got 4 more minutes to book. Let's just have Andrade cut a promo basically saying that he's going to be watching the Jon Moxley Eddie Kingston match very closely. Just to as a reminder, the last time we booked Mox versus Kingston, we had Mox go over like legit. We had Eddie Kingston get choked out, but then after the match, Latin Mafia attacks Eddie Kingston, and that kind of pissed off Jon Moxley. The Death Riders ran back to the ring and kind of fought them Latin Mafia off. So yeah, Andrade is essentially saying, like, you know, maybe we'll attack them again. Maybe we'll attack both of them this time. You know, he's teasing it. All right, there's just gonna be 3 promos in a row here before the main event, but that's fine. All right, here we go. We're at exactly 115 minutes. 64% wrestling, not a super stacked show, but pretty decent. Is there anything we want to do on the pre-show? Not particularly. I kind of want to try out actually. Here we just signed Kazusada Higuchi. Let's just book him in a pre-show match. Who can he beat? Here we'll have him face Koji Iwamoto from All Japan. I just kind of want to gauge how good Higuchi is going to be. I think he's pretty sick in real life, but in this mod, his stats are not that sick. So yeah, let's see how good he does in this match. All right, this is our Dynamite. We've got some cool tag matches on here. Davina Rose making her in-ring comeback after being injured for a bit. Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland main event. I feel like Kenny Omega versus Swerve, unless one of them gets injured, should be at least like an 80 match. Yeah, we got a 90 on Collision. We got an 87 Dynamite, 91 Collision, 91 Dynamite. I'm gonna guess we get like an 85. I'm trying to stay humble here. I don't want to. I'm not gonna guess a 90. But yeah, we definitely have a strong main event. So yeah, let's see how we do. All right, pre-show match: Kazusada Higuchi wrestling Koji Iwamoto. The match gets 60. You got a 50. I mean, getting a 50, considering that he probably has no pop in the US, is not terrible. Kind of the same with Koji Iwamoto. Actually, he's only slightly more popular than this guy. So yeah, both these guys potentially could be pretty good if they ever get over. Opening the show up properly, we've got Cody Rhodes cutting a promo for 6 minutes. It gets an 80. Yeah, we've got Cody Rhodes burying the jobbers, burying the undercard workers, the Dark Order. Just kind of being a jerk, really. All right, first match of the night. We've got the Best Friends taking on Barbaro Cavernario and Volador Jr. in a elite A block match in the All Elite Tag League, and it gets a 76. Great match. Barbaro Cavernario and Volador Jr. pick up their first tournament win. So yeah, they're up 2 points now. Big win for them. And yeah, again, pretty good match. 76. You know, I feel like low-key the Best Friends, very reliable. Very reliable in tag matches. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Davina Rose and Shiori did not seem to click. Oh, and Shiori is also rusty. Damn. Oh yeah, so a real double whammy here. But anyways, the match got a 54. Davina's back, ladies and gentlemen. The match got a 54. You know, we seem to have a lot of instances of things not working out involving Davina, and that's really sad. It's really sad. She could be a women's tag champ right now if she had chemistry with Trinity, but no, they had bad chemistry. We bring her back. She faces Shiori. Bad chemistry. It's kind of unfair. So sorry, Davina. All right, a 62. We've got Hannah Kimura getting attacked backstage by Awesome Kong. Stokely Hathaway making it clear that Awesome Kong wants a rematch for the championship that she recently lost. So yeah, that's going to be happening pretty soon. either on next week's shows or the week after. And then we've got this backstage segment. Walter and AJ Styles AJ Styles and Will Ospreay are talking to one another backstage. Walter appears, gets all in Will Ospreay's face, and Will Ospreay challenges him to a match next week. Pretty simple and straightforward. Gets to 66. All right, Eddie Kingston cutting a promo about his upcoming match with Jon Moxley. That's going to be happening on Collision. Yeah, gets to 76. A kind of a average promo for Eddie Kingston, I'd say, but still pretty good. Nothing to sneeze at. All right, random trios action. The Dark Order, Evil Uno, Chris Brooks, and Tracy Williams getting a win over Hijo del Vikingo, Dante Martin, and Darius Martin. This match almost got a 70. I'm kind of impressed. I got a 69. The Dark Order guys are not even that bad. None of them are even that bad. They're just not over. And much like Davina, the group's kind of had bad luck. We tried to do, what was it? We tried to do Brody Lee versus Tommaso Ciampa, and we built it up for a while, and then they had bad chemistry and a bomb. Man, all right, this is the start of a Dark Order resurgence, though. All right, backstage segment with Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega, where basically Kenny Omega is hyping up the main event. Gets a 64. All right. All right, business is picking up for real now. Jon Moxley promo. Jon Moxley basically tells Eddie Kingston, like, I beat you the last time we wrestled, and I don't see what's going to be different this time, but if you really want to face me, of course, I'm down. And then, we've got a little face-to-face action with Latin Mafia where we're teasing something. All right, 89. Thank you, John. Showing everybody how it's done, really. All right, the Briscoe brothers get a big win over Beer Money, their old rivals, in a B block match. So they're up 2 more points. I don't know what their total is right now, but they're up. And 78. Can we take a look here? The game told us the match was gonna get penalized for being booked. We've booked this match at least 3 times recently. I don't know. I don't see that penalty, but whatever. All right, but still, great match. All right, we've got Andrade and Selena Larenta being sneaky little sneaks, cutting a promo that's basically a tease, saying that they're going to be keeping a very close eye on the Eddie Kingston Jon Moxley match. What could they be talking about? Who knows? Who knows what they're up to? All right, we've got a great Adam Page promo, 88. Adam Page kind of standing up for the Dark Order, much like real life. I did not intend to kind of follow real life here. It kind of just happened, but maybe it's fate. Maybe Hangman Page and the Dark Order are just meant to be associated with one another. But either way, great promo. All right, and now pre-main event, we've got Swerve, CM Punk, and Don Callis backstage, basically cutting a promo where Don Callis is saying that Swerve Strickland is going to walk out as the #1 contender. Will that be true? Let's find out. Wow, a 92. Holy shit. Kenny Omega defeating Swerve Strickland in just over 20 minutes. He is now officially the #1 contender to the AEW Prime Championship held by Bryan Danielson. And we had CM Punk and Bryan Danielson both make run-ins during the match. So essentially the Don Callis family trying to cheat, Bryan Danielson counteracting that, and yeah, allowing Kenny Omega to win the match. Yeah, incredible match. 87. All right, good episode. The main event definitely carried us a little here. But yeah, no shame in our game. This was a good show. No shame. Bro made $2 million. Gained a bunch of popularity. Huzzah! Oh, here we go. We've been waiting for this. We can sign Road Dogg. Oh boy. He's not good at booking. Just want to throw that out there. Yeah, we're definitely not gonna pick up Road Dogg. Oh, let's see what NXT did. 73 amateur hour over here. Man, I would love to add War Raiders to my roster, but I feel like I'm pretty sure it's like a situation where these guys' contracts end at separate times. Like, yeah, Raymond Rowe is coming up. How old are you, by the way? He's 36. If you want to sign him, we're gonna have to sign him in 87 days, probably. He's only a little dinged up. But yeah, then Hanson, we would have to sign Raymond Rowe and then wait a year for Hanson, but I might do it, honestly. I think we had the opportunity before and I kind of passed them up. You know, but I do like these guys. But anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves because their contracts are not even up. So we don't even really have to think about that right now. Oh, Stephanie Vaccare's contract is coming up. You know, like she's been here for a good while. We've had her in Dev. Let's take a look. I mean, she's like kind of developing, but not that much. You know, I feel like this is the story with basically everyone I've hired who wasn't already really good. You kind of sign these people hoping that over time they'll get better, but it doesn't really happen all that fast. Her fundamental skills did improve. I don't know. We might just let her go, honestly. She's not even really over in ROH. We can check out her match history. There's a 7-3 match in here, but it's a 8-person tag involving... I'm gonna assume this is when Davina was really over because she got a 78 in this match. Vacare got a 47. Yeah, I think we're just gonna let this contract expire. We tried. You know, we tried. Alright, thank you, Will Ospreay. 10 million viewers. Walter giving a shout out to Barbaro Cavernario. Alright. Everybody's on the Barbaro Cavernario train recently. It warms my heart. You know, I think Barbaro Cavernario is really sick. And there's at least one guy on YouTube that agrees with me. And now Walter. There's 3 of us. Everybody all aboard the train. All right, while we're advancing, we should talk about last week's Dynamite. Why did they start the main event so late? You know, like yeah, I remember they were hyping up the 6-woman tag the whole show. It's like it's already 10 o'clock. It's like 10:05 and they're like just about to come out and I'm like, why did they start the main event so late? They were in Boston. And they didn't even have Mercedes cut a promo. What were we doing? I mean, also the Kyle Fletcher Commander match was really good, but it's like, you know, you couldn't find like 5 minutes on the show for Mercedes to come out and talk in her hometown. It's kind of fucked up. Oh, please don't tell me we're about to book Dark. I always forget. I never forget. I mean, I always forget. I never check. Okay, I don't think so. It seems like we're just advancing. That's fine. But yeah, overall, I thought Dynamite was really good last week. Didn't watch Collision. You know, I swear, I feel like my thing with Collision is that sometimes there will be a match on there that I'm interested in, but it's just the time, you know? I feel like Saturday at 8 is a hard sell. Although lately they have been doing Thursday shows for whatever reason. But even then, it's like usually if I just watch Dynamite on Wednesday, I'm probably not gonna watch Collision on Thursday. Did I say Thursday twice there? I think I did. But anyways, you guys get the point. You know what I'm trying to say. But when it's on Thursday, I will sometimes at least go through it, and if there's a good match, just watch that match specifically. But yeah, when it's on Saturday, I usually just don't watch it. Ren Narita. Let's see. He's only 23 years old. Why are his stats? Yeah, why is this Prudo stats so high? He's only 23. In psychology. Wow, he's better than I thought. We're not gonna bring him in though. And Nakamura hurt. Oh no. Oh, weak to fully heal. Woo! Game, do not scare me like that. I was so scared that it was gonna be something more serious. Right. Oh, Martina also injured, coincidentally. What was Martina's injury? I did not read it. I just kind of deleted the email. Ooh, medium concussion. Hey. Oh, she's out till March. Damn. Damn, that sucks. That sucks. That means now, so as it stands right now, Tokyo Cyber Squad is just Hannah Kimura. Because we signed Kaylee Ray and she immediately started suffering chronic upper back pain, although she's gonna be back pretty soon. Yeah, Martina is out for a while. That sucks. Oh, and I forgot Kento Miyahara has a bruised kidney. Man, why are so many people hurt? This makes me sad. Ian Riccaboni asking for a pay raise? Sure, man. Lamita would like a pay raise? Sure. Hannah Kimura? Of course. Of course you can have a pay raise, my queen. My champion. Dark Cheek, you too. Before I forget also, let's... Well, yeah, we're literally about to head into February. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more shows between Collision and Dynamite until the next pay-per-view. So I think we should hold off on Kong versus Hannah Kimura until like maybe we can do like this Dynamite February 10th. And then we could build up to whoever she's gonna face at the pay-per-view, which I'm not gonna spoil it just yet. I'm gonna wait until after the title match. Although I'm sure if you guys have been paying attention, you can figure out who it is. But yeah. I guess we'll do that on this. I mean on this Dynamite. So let me write that down. so we booked this show. Boom. Collision, Dynamite, Collision. Oh, that is where I had it scheduled. Wow, go me. Go me. Me from the past, coming in clutch. I was already ready. I was already ahead of myself. Damn, that's sick. All right, so I guess that's officially official. All right, let's keep going. Oh, it is February 1st. Looks like WWE signed some people. Oh, and it looks like the Royal Rumble happened. A lot of WWE updates right now. Oh, and is this Judo Ice that you know, he's pretty popular right now? I don't know. I don't actually watch current 2026 New Japan. Oh hey, isn't this Trick Williams? Oh, but he's a young lion. See. Oh, and move aside, Trick Williams. Parker Bordeaux is here. Here comes the real star. Hey, Big E won the WWE Championship. Oh, good for him. Our contract not coming up till July. We'll keep an eye on that. It doesn't really matter to us, but let's see. Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble. All right. Not the most shocking winner of all time, but yeah, good for Randy Orton. Shout out to Randy Orton. They're setting up Randy Orton versus Big E at Mania. Oh, Kenzo Suzuki retiring. Oh, only real ones remember Kenzo Suzuki. And you know, if I was really a real one, I would remember the woman's name, the woman that will come out with him, but I don't. All right, so that was a lot of WWE news. But we're not playing WWE. We're playing AEW, so it's time for Collision. Oh, wait. Before I book Collision, let me see. We're doing Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley. We've got 3 tag league matches. Maybe like an awesome Kong squash, maybe. Yeah, just looking over our future plans. All right, this is Collision, baby. So it is February 1st. Where do we want to go? We haven't been to New England since early December, so let's try here. We can sell out the Mohegan Sun Arena, so yeah, I guess we'll do that. Can we get a good creative finish for our big main event tonight? Likely for Jon Moxley. It's not quite what I wanted or was looking for. A safe bet. Pretty good. Hey, a near certainty. All right, there we go. We got some training going on, more training. And Heligo and Trent Beretta getting along well. That makes sense. I could see that. You know, this strikes me as 2 guys that would bond over like some kind of a silly video game. They're playing like some kind of Super Monkey Ball game backstage. Something like that. All right, we're not wasting any time. Let's get straight to it. The main event: Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley. Eddie Kingston's he's really come up in terms of his popularity. We have been pretty consistent in using him, at least in stuff, and it's starting to pay off. However, he's not even close to being as popular as Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley is like almost as over as Cody and CM Punk. Like he's super. He's obvious. Right. Can we do? I doubt it. Can we do Eddie Kingston like DQ win? I doubt we could do that. This is for experimental purposes only. Jon Moxley's extremely unhappy. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we're gonna do. Can you do like a no contest kind of finish? All right, we might have to do a double DQ. So we'll set it officially to be a draw. We're gonna have Eddie Kingston attacked by Garza, and Jon Moxley will be attacked by Penta. All right, yeah. So the story is that the last time these guys wrestled, this is when the Death Riders were still, they were kind of, they had a. I'm trying to think of a good word for this. They had a rocky friendship going on with Latin Mafia. And basically, Jon Moxley asked Latin Mafia not to interfere in his business, like don't get involved in any of his matches. So they told him they'd respect his wishes, but they ended up interfering in some of his matches. And then in this match particularly, they waited until after the match and attacked Eddie Kingston. Jon Moxley didn't like that. Death Riders started beefing with Latin Mafia. So we're kind of playing off that. Now that the Latin Mafia they're not associated with the Death Riders anymore. Now they don't give a fuck. Now there's nothing holding them back from just ruining the main event. So they're going to come out, they're going to attack Jon Moxley, attack Eddie Kingston. Main event ruined. Everybody's sad. Alex Shelley, why are you a road agent? Let's give it to Arn. He seems like the right guy for this. Oh, he's extremely unhappy. Jon Moxley's only going to be happy if we book him to fucking win clean. There's kind of a dilemma. I don't want Jon Moxley unhappy, but we're not even booking him to lose. I feel like we've just got to go through with it and give him like $1 million, honestly. Yeah, he's extremely unhappy. Shit. What if we keep Jon Moxley strong? He's still unhappy. Okay. All right, look, we're just gonna have him be extremely unhappy. That's not ideal. That's not what I would want. And it's the main event. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, that's definitely not what I would want, but we're gonna have to do it. All right, Eddie Kingston does not have the stamina for it. Cool. All right. Does he have the stamina for 16? Oh, come on. Thank you. All All right, so yeah, we're just gonna give Jon Moxley money right now. He's oh well, he was furious at the booking of a match in June. All right, it says he's extremely happy, but we're gonna give him $1 million anyways, just because yeah, I really don't want him upset. There you go. There you go. He's extremely happy. All right, let's do a main event angle. All right, so basically we're gonna have the I keep saying basically, we're gonna have the Death Riders run out there, try to help their boy Jon Moxley. So we're gonna have the Death Riders out there just fighting with Latin Mafia. Let's have Ortiz, Black Taurus, Garza, Penta, Humberto, Demonic, Flamita. Let's get everybody out there. Andrade he's there, but he's not involved in the scuffle. He's working the crowd. And Selena, you would just be a background player. Okay, so how about this? We're going to say that the Death Riders kind of brawl out of the ring with Latin Mafia, so then they're kind of brawling up the stands, you know. But Eddie Kingston, that means, you know, he's left alone in the ring. So here we're gonna have to change everyone to. All right, so everybody who has gone and brawled out of the ring, we're gonna make them background players. So Eddie Kingston, now that he's by himself, he's basically just gonna get outnumbered. We're gonna have him, he's fighting with Garza, but then, you know, the numbers get to him, so he's down. Andrade is gonna take advantage of this fact now that the ring's cleared, and he's gonna come in and maybe like hit his finish or something, like that double underhook brainbuster thing that he does. He's gonna hit that on Eddie Kingston. And in a shocking development, or we'll have this be story. Right here, this first part will be 3 minutes. We're gonna call this a surprise. Second part, 1 minute storyline. And yeah, we're gonna have Penta break his arm. He's gonna do the thing. He's gonna do the Penta thing. He's gonna break his arm.
This is a stupid dope mix.
All right, there's your angle. We're gonna close the show on this, so I hope it's good. We need to decide also when. Now that Kenny Omega is the #1 contender, we have to figure out exactly when that match with Bryan Danielson's happening. We could just do it on the next Dynamite we book, honestly, because I already know I don't want it to happen at Revolution, because I'm planning to do Kenny Omega versus CM Punk Part 2 at Revolution. You know, which means we'll likely do Danielson versus Swerve 2 at Revolution also. even though we're kind of doing a bunch of rematches on the pay-per-view, I don't know. We'll worry about that more when we get closer to it. All right, anybody ready to book a bunch of tag matches? And first, we got the Young Bucks versus the Kingdom. The very ROH theme match. Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, taking on Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. I gotta go back to my grid. All right, this might be shocking to everyone. No one will ever seen this coming, but the Young Bucks are going over. All right, maybe not that shocking. You know, this could be our Steal the Show match, but we're also booking FTR versus Bobado Cavanaudio and Volador Jr., so that could also be Steal the Show. Well, let's take a look at these guys. Take a look at these guys. Taven, good stats, surprisingly. Matt Taven's not even that bad. I feel like people just I really feel like Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, they're kind of just guys who don't have the right look, you know? So people kind of just assume they're boring, but I don't think they're that bad as a tag team, at least. I don't know if I would have made Matt Taven ROH champion, but yeah, that's not what we're talking about here. You know what else? I think we're gonna make this storytelling, and we're gonna make the other one Steal the Show. All right, next up, FTR, Cash and Dax versus the CMLL team, our favorites, Bobado Cavanaudio and Volador Jr. These guys really working, man. They won their first tournament match on Dynamite, and we're like, get your asses back in the ring. Collision. No rest. No breaks. All right, and we're gonna have them steal the show. So I imagine, given that it's Steal the Show match, the story of this match is that like Bobado Cavanaudio and Volador Jr. are gonna have the advantage for most of the match. I'd say they're probably gonna do a bunch of cool spots, but in the end, we're gonna have FTR, being the crafty team that they are, they're gonna cheat. They're gonna get the win. Let me just double check real quick. Let me look at my grid. Yes, FTR, in fact, are the ones I booked to go over. And I guess that only leaves, yep, Fatu's and the Best Friends. That's a match I never considered. Never thought about the Best Friends facing the Usos, but I imagine it'd at least be interesting. Jonathan and Joshua. You know him, you love him. Taking on Chuck and Trent. All right, and maybe not a big surprise here, but the Fatu's gonna go over. So the Fatu's having a strong run in the tournament at this time. They beat FTR in their first match, and now here they are beating Best Friends. Have I booked them in anything else since? No. So yeah, so far I've only had them beat FTR. So I'm saying they're having a strong start, but really what I mean to say is they've won 2 matches. All right, so that's already a lot of the show filled out. 69 minutes. Oh yeah, and I said we're gonna do a awesome Kong. Well, we don't really need to because we're not doing the match this week. We're gonna do it next week. So maybe we could just do a promo. Although that being said, I'm still unclear what we're doing with the tag title, so I don't really know who else we can give a match to. We can do Davina again, I guess. Let's see, Davina versus Katarina is still here and still recognizable. All right, fine. Have we done this already? Only in a tag. All right, Davina Rose, keeping the momentum going. You know what? Actually, we're just here. 6 minutes. All right, yeah, a rare woman straight up squash match. That is an awesome comp. All right, let's throw down some promos. Why don't we? All right, 6 minutes backstage. Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley are main eventing, so of course we're gonna give them promos, right? Eddie Kingston will be cutting a promo with Renee Paquette. We're gonna do Jon Moxley off screen, and of course we're gonna do Andrade off screen because Renee Paquette will maybe ask a question like, Andrade of Latin Mafia had some words about your scheduled match tonight. Do you have any thoughts on that? And Eddie Kingston's basically gonna be like, look, Andrade, you already know what it is between me and you and the Latin Mafia. Just stay out of my way tonight, all right? Unless you want to catch some of this ass whooping too. And hey, I just remembered, let's give Walter a solo promo. Also, Will Ospreay is not even here, so we're just gonna do AJ Styles also. All right, this is just a promo to remind the audience that Walter is gonna murder Will Ospreay on Wednesday. All right, so strong words. He's telling him straight up after Wednesday, his life will not be the same. Kind of brutal from Walter there. A real threat. Backstage, we got Jon Moxley. Pac and Shingo not really wrestling on these shows right now. They're in the tag league, I swear. All right, so this is just kind of a mirroring promo to Eddie Kingston's Jon Moxley, saying pretty much the same thing. basically cutting the same promo he cut last week, except this time it's instead of him saying like I'm gonna take you out on Collision, he's saying I'm gonna take you out tonight. Also, let's see. Maybe we do a CM Punk promo. Or actually, no. We're gonna open the show, I think, with Bryan Danielson. Or you know what? Yeah. Rather than doing a two-part angle, I'm just gonna make this one because I'm lazy now. 6 minutes. We're gonna have Bryan Danielson come out and cut a promo. Basically just kind of hyping up his match with Kenny Omega, which will prompt Kenny Omega to then come out. And they're just gonna have a hype moment between one another. They're gonna you know the meme of the two guys like locking fists together but they're both like flexing their biceps? Yeah, Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega are gonna do that. They're gonna do that in the middle of the ring. Bryan Danielson can in the promo he can talk about how, you know, for all these years Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega wasn't a match that was even possible, and that's why I left where the company I used to work for, and that's why I came here to AEW to face competitors like you so that I can put on the best matches that anyone has ever seen, etc., etc. And I think we might even start the show with that. I know we literally booked him in one match, so yeah, nothing's gonna be changed. Because we did MJF versus Tracy Williams before. I'm wondering if there's anyone else. Stu Grayson is in that group. He's unimportant. Okay. Here, why don't we do this? Maxwell, Jacob Friedman, is Jonah Rock over? I can't believe after all this time he's still unimportant. Jesus Christ, man. What about Tom Lawler? he is recognizable at least. Cool. All right, MJF, Tom Lawler are going to take on Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, the Dark Order. Yeah, so we're going to have the tainted finish. Let's go ahead and put Jonah Rock at ringside. And we're just going to put Cody at ringside too. I kind of wanted to put him on commentary, but I mean, can he do commentary? Let's see. No, he does not do commentary. All right, never mind. He'll just be at ringside. Where's we only got 2 minutes left. All right, what am I trying to do here? Here, let's do 3-minute promo. Foreshadowing. Adam Page is backstage with Melissa Santos. And he's going to be interrupted by his old friend, MJF. And essentially, MJF, we're going to have him kind of laugh at Hangman Page's promo from last week, basically saying, like, you know, you want to look, man, if you want to walk around saying that you represent the jobbers and all these losers in the crowd who have never accomplished anything in their life, then, you know, Hangman, maybe you're even dumber than I thought. And Adam Page is going to get really pissed and get in his face, and MJF's going to be like, whoa, 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 easy there, cowboy. I've got a match tonight. All right. I'm not here for a backstage brawl or anything like that. But you watch yourself, Hangman. Of course, we can't forget to do Cody off screen. This is gonna be a rare episode where we're just not gonna book a Cody promo. Like, I guess technically we have the time. Let's go ahead and try to organize this. Actually, let's put things in order and see what the show needs. All right, so we're gonna open with Bryan Danielson, and we're gonna head into the FTR tag. Into the Moxley promo. We'll do Eddie Kingston before the main event. Even though I'm assuming the Mox promo is gonna be better than the Eddie Kingston. Yeah, let's just swap them. Whatever. I wanted to change things up and not do the Mox promo for the main event, but who am I kidding? It's going to be better. Then we go into this kind of squash tag match. This could probably just be like 10 minutes. Oh no, the show's not long enough. I also kind of like the idea of having these two tag matches back to back. Although let me check something. The Young Bucks are facing the Fatus in like a couple weeks, two weeks. We could do a backstage segment, kind of teasing that. Actually, let's do that. So maybe it's like an angle where the Fatus win their match. They're going to be backstage in a quote unquote gorilla, as people like to call it. And yeah, maybe they'll run into the Young Bucks, the Young Bucks are there because their match is up next. Okay, so Joshua, who is Jay, is the better promo. Got it. I mean, it seems like they both have promo skills though, so we'll let them both talk. We will not let both the Young Bucks talk. Only Matt. It's a big tease. And this would really be an angle that's like super quick, like maybe like a minute angle, but just for the sake of the game, we'll have it be 3 minutes. All right, we can make this, since this is all AJ or Hangman's doing on the show, we'll make this slightly longer. We'll make it 4 minutes. Maybe, hopefully it gets above a 75 because we did that. Oh, we don't have a wild ball. Should we make this a wild brawl? Oh, well, I guess Eddie versus Mox can be a wild brawl, right? We only did 15 minutes. All right, yeah, sure. Wild brawl. Wild brawl main event. Get hype, everybody. All right, I think the last thing we're gonna add is just a backstage promo with Don Callis, CM Punk, and Swerve, and that'll be a show. It's going to be foreshadowing. I guess this is going to be a promo where Don Callis, of obviously they're upset that Swerve Strickland didn't become the number one contender. But Don Callis, he's gonna make a bunch of excuses for Swerve, talking about how it wasn't fair that cheater Bryan Danielson got involved. But then yeah, it's gonna just kind of be implied at the end of the promo that he's like, you think this is the end of the story between us, Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega, but you're sorely mistaken. We'll be seeing you two again very soon. Right, this will be... All right, so this middle section of the show is a bit iffy, but I feel like once we get to this tag match, it's kind of back to, you know, floor it, back to all gas, no brakes. So I think this is gonna be a good show. The main event being a wild brawl it can go either way. It could be good, it can be good, or the fact that the match is only 15 minutes could bring it down a little. We'll just have to see. And yeah, as usual, there's some people left off the show. Oh, you know what? Actually, we haven't been doing anything with Trish and Bianca Belair. Let's do some of that. All right, so we're backstage with RJ City and Bianca Belair. And I just love people's interviews getting interrupted. I don't know why. I don't know why this is my one idea. But yeah, Bianca Belair backstage with RJ City, and Trish Stratus is essentially going to crash the interview and be like, really, really, this is the guy they get to interview you, kind of pointing towards RJ City, like gesturing. And he's gonna make a little comment, and she's gonna look at him and be like, leave, get out of here. And he's gonna leave, and Trish is gonna turn to Bianca Belair, and she's gonna say, like, you know, Bianca, like I said before, I've been watching you this whole time, and I really think that you should be running this women's division. Just this past week, we saw the so-called champion Hannah Kimura get taken out backstage. What kind of a champion is that? What kind of leader of the division is that? Bianca Belair, you know, and I know that you should be on top. All I'm waiting for is for you to commit. Is for you to decide that this is what you want. But you know, if it's not what you want, then I guess you can keep on doing these little interviews with RJ City. It's your choice. I was gonna write instead she's talking to RJ, but there's not enough characters. All right, this may be a exact copy of a promo we did before, but whatever. I don't want people to forget that Trish is here. All right, so that's exactly 125 minutes. I'm not even gonna mess around booking any pre-show stuff. We're just gonna jump straight into this. Yeah, I don't know. I really believe in the tag matches on this show. I think they're all gonna be at least solid. And I mean, I feel like the last time we booked Eddie versus Moxley, it did really well. So maybe I'm worrying for nothing. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Also, we have a we have a CM Punk angle idea. We might as well use it. You know, I really don't see the point in saving angle ideas sometimes. It's like unless you're planning on doing a big angle at a big show or a pay-per-view, it's kind of like, well, what are we saving them for? All right, so my guess for this show, we got an 87 last time. I'm gonna guess 87. I'm gonna guess for a repeat. We're gonna do another 87 right here. Let's see it. All right, we open our show with Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega in the ring. Coming face to face now that their AEW Prime Championship match is official. And it gets a 75. The crowd kind of into it. They should be more into it. It's fucking Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega. But anyways, let's move on. All right, opening match. We've got A block action in the All Elite Tag League. FTR defeating Barbaro Cavernario and Volador Jr. The match was designed so they could steal the show. They got a 74. Pretty fun match. I imagine in real life, you just grab any two good luchadors and put them in with FTR, and they could probably give you a good match. Like, I look at these two guys and I'm like, yeah, FTR could definitely work. All right, good match. Ooh, 87. Eddie Kingston really is fired up, man. Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. He's main eventing, so he's gonna put his best foot forward, promo wise and in ring wise. Yeah, so 87. He's hyped for the main event. All right, 4-minute angle here. We've got Adam Page giving a promo basically, and he's interrupted by MJF, who basically mocks him to his face and tells him that him kind of defending jobbers and losers and audience members is very weak of him. It's very unbecoming of him, and that's the reason he's not the champion and Cody is. So yeah, just trying to get under Adam Page's skin. These two have documented history. They don't like one another. Right, tag team match. We've got MJF teaming up with one of his bodyguards, Tom Lawler. And they get a win over the Dark Order, but not without cheating. You know, MJF, he talks a big game, but when it comes down to it, he always needs a shortcut, right? But this match is surprisingly good, a 77. Damn. Yeah, I'm shocked. Maybe the best MJF match you've ever booked. Probably not. Right, backstage with Don Callis, Swerve Strickland, CM Punk. They're all upset that Kenny Omega is the #1 contender and not Swerve. But you know, they're undeterred. Their plans for Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega are not yet over. 85. All right, backstage segment. Bianca Belair about to be interviewed by RJ City. Trish Stratus walks up, tells RJ City to beat it. You know, kick rocks, amigo. Who the hell wants to talk to you? Yeah, and this Trish Stratus thing, not, you know, I mean, so far she's not doing too great, but she's also not doing that bad. I'm sure if we just keep giving her promos and she gets more over with our audience, she'll do better, hopefully. All right, Davina Rose. We saw her return to action on Dynamite. Here she is again on Collision. Taking it to Katarina Waters, beating her in 5 minutes and 36 seconds. So yeah, Davina Rose really trying to knock the rust off, so to speak, trying to get back in ring shape. Oh wow, this is a very lackluster promo from Walter. I'm a bit surprised. You know, usually he's pretty I would say he's like surprisingly reliable when it comes to promos, but everybody's allowed to have an off night. So I guess this is his. All right, 61. All right, the dream match. The Fatus versus the Best Friends in a A-block action. And of course, the Fatus they get the win. They go over in a match 78. Pretty good stuff. I don't know if this is necessarily a dream match, but I imagine if this match happened around 2021, this would be a fun match. I know people have a lot to say, specifically about Jey Uso now in 2026. But you know, there was a time where the Usos were definitely a very good tag team, at least. So I imagine this would be a fun match. All right, and we get a little bit of tension backstage. The Usos coming across the Young Bucks for the first time in AEW. is their first time on screen together. Kind of, you know, they're both in the A block. We know the match is gonna happen. So yeah, this is a bit of a tease. 62. All right, and here we've got the Young Bucks defeating the former ROH tag team champions, the Kingdom, in about 15 minutes. Picking up another couple of points. The Young Bucks are really on fire in this tournament, just beating everyone. And they're the tag champs, so yeah, they're just kind of hot right now. Yeah, great match, 78. Oh, geez, a 98 promo from Jon Moxley. Damn. I wonder what movie he quoted this time. Maybe like First Blood. That's a good movie. Oh, big man event. Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley gets an 87. So yeah, it's a rematch of a match that happened prior where Jon Moxley got the win. This time, you know, they're having an intense match. I imagine there's a they do that spot that they do in New Japan a lot where the two guys are on the mat, but then they kind of both start to get up at the same time and kind of come face to face as they're getting up. So yeah, Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley are doing that spot, and then just as it seems like the match is gonna kick into to high gear and really start to get crazy, Latin Mafia ruins it. Latin Mafia is here. They attack both guys. No contest or double DQ, whatever you want to call it. Main event ruined. And then we end the show on complete chaos. We've got the Death Riders. The Death Riders brawling with Latin Mafia around the ringside area into the crowd. Eddie Kingston is left alone in the ring and is outnumbered. And Penta breaks his arm. You know, the real throwback to the Lucha Underground. Breaks his arm. A 90 show, man. I feel like I'm just underestimating how popular the company is in general, because it seems that we can just do no wrong. You know, I mean that's not true, because you've seen the darks we've booked. But yeah, in terms of Collision and Dynamite, we keep knocking them out of the park. But we lost money on this show somehow. All right, whatever, man. We gained some popularity in the Maritimes, Quebec, Central Europe, and Eastern Central Europe. Okay. Yeah, that was a great show from us. We've been cooking in general for a while now. I'd say I don't want to toot my own horn. But yeah. Ooh, Marty Scurll going on tour with Noah. I wouldn't advise that. Yo, Walter is really into Barbaro Cavernario. He's giving him a second shout out. That's insane. That's insane. Barbaro Cavernario getting the rub from Walter. Yeah, unreal. Let's take a look at our schedule real quick. All right, we've got Dynamite coming up in dark. All right. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We've been at this for a little over 2 hours now. I'm gonna take a quick break, and when I come back, let's see. Oh, we're gonna have to figure out what we're doing on Dynamite. All right, yeah, but that's okay. So when I come back, we're gonna book some Dynamite. Please don't go anywhere. If you've been enjoying this so far, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, we're back. Let's get this show on the road. I was trying to think of some matches we can book on Dynamite, and I think we should well, I definitely want to. We're definitely gonna follow up the main event, probably with some kind of Latin Mafia promo, maybe some Jon Moxley promo. But yeah, I also think if I want to do Hannah Kimura versus if I want to do Hannah Kimura versus Awesome Kong coming up, I think we're gonna have Kong win a match on Dynamite. Anyways, Barbaro Cavernario is taking a leadership role within Los Divinos Laguneros. Wow, yeah, everything's coming up Barbaro Cavernario lately. I don't know what happened. There was a shift in consciousness. Everybody became aware of Barbaro Cavernario. Oh, Velveteen Dream being a misogynist and getting shut down by Kairi Hojo. Damn. Get bodied, Velveteen Dream. Get fucked. Also, Dragon lives in the Mid-South. Okay. I brought Ultimo Dragon up to the main roster so I can loan him to CMLL, but I don't know if they've actually been booked. Oh, they have a couple times. Okay, cool. Let's take a look. I got a 55 in this match. All right. Team with Vangelis and Soto. Take on Hombre Bala Jr., Místico, and Rouge. What a weird match. Here they teamed with Hombre Bala Jr. and Dark Magic. All right, whatever. They're there. they're being used. I don't, I gave you guys permission to book them. Whatever you guys do, that's up to you. Are they doing anything with Dragon Lee? Kind of the same. Just throwing them in random tags. Okay. Oh my god. I almost forgot to borrow Will Ospreay. Whoops. All right, Dynamite time. Where were we? Just New England. There we go. We were in Connecticut. Let's go to Rhode Island. Give me a finish. Safe bet. All right, cool. Give me an angle. Likely. Give me a better angle. Safe bet for Andrade. Useful. Oh, Eddie Kingston and Brody King getting into an argument. That's scary. I would not step in between these guys. Hell no. Kaylee Ray came to me with a character idea. All right, how's your back feeling? Dax with a character idea. Look at his face. I got a character idea for you. RJ City, like, hey, how about we book an angle where I don't get buried? But how about we do that? All right, training. Poor RJ. I only ever bring him out when I want somebody to make fun of the interviewer because we're not gonna make fun of Renee. All right, I can't believe I almost forgot we were doing this. Walter, Will Ospreay, big match. Have these guys faced each other? Oh, they've faced each other many times, but never in a singles. Okay. It's gonna be interesting. Oh wait, no, yeah, Walter defeated Will Ospreay in 2018 to retain the Progress World title. Well, that's maybe a good sign. 15 minutes. We're gonna have Walter go over, open match. We're gonna do pinfall finish. I'm going to do Will Ospreay distracted by Axel. And we're gonna have AJ ringside for the story, but really, the way I imagine this match would go is that they would be having a normal match essentially. But then yeah, maybe at some point the ref gets taken out, ring camp gets involved. AJ Styles tries to, come down to help out Will Ospreay, but he's basically gonna end up getting attacked by the ring camp guys outside the ring. Like maybe he'll stop like an interference at first, but then yeah, they'll attack him. Will Ospreay will be distracted. We're doing a lot of like interference finishes. I don't know why that's what we're doing. Maybe you know what? Maybe not. Maybe I'm changing my mind. I'm changing my mind. We're just gonna straight up do Walter versus Will Ospreay. Ring camp can be at ringside and get involved, but we're not gonna have AJ also involved. And yeah, Walter's gonna win. I'm tempted to make this a storytelling match because I feel like it should be. Although his psychology is not. Alright, we're just gonna have this be a normal match for now. And now let us add an angle. Okay, we're gonna do 3 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna have this just be. Okay, we're gonna do AJ making the save. Walter. Attacker. Will Ospreay. Victim. And we're gonna have the other guys be background players for now. So basically my idea for this is after Walter, he essentially steals the match because Ring Camp is gonna get involved. But yeah, after he wins the match, rather than just taking the win and leaving, he's going to continue attacking Will Ospreay. He's gonna maybe pick him up, give him a stiff power bomb in the middle of the ring or something. The Ring Camp guys are in the ring. They're stomping Will Ospreay. They throw him out of the ring. And then at this point, we're going to have AJ Styles run down. He's going to come down trying to make the save. But he's going to be intercepted by the ring camp guys. So he's trying to fight them off, but they're basically just kind of, they're not like beating him up, but they are holding him back from saving Will Ospreay. And yeah, Walter, he's gonna go old school, Terry Funk style. He's gonna pile drive Will Ospreay through the announcer's table. Straight up, old school pile driver through the table on his bad neck. Will Ospreay is dead. He's done. He's cooked. And AJ Styles, he's there, but he's powerless to stop it. Yeah, he's forced to just watch and watch his new buddy Will Ospreay potentially have his neck broken. Am I making this up? Do we have a Walter angle idea? I am making it up. Okay. All right, that's the angle. This is probably not going to be the main event of this show. Let's see. What tag matches are we doing? Oh, Mercy Machine Guns versus Latin Mafia. That might main event. I guess let's go ahead and book those tag matches now. since I'm talking about them. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns. This is kind of a big match, taking on Ortiz and Black Taurus. So it's not quite Motor City Machine Guns versus Proud and Powerful, but it's close. It's like 75% of the way there. I think we're gonna have these guys go 15 minutes, steal the show. It's only right. Right, and we're gonna have Alex Shelley get a big win here. Open match. I'm tempted to somehow have the Death Riders involved, but I think we're just gonna have Motor City Machine Gun win. We're doing, like I said already, we're doing a lot of matches where the angle is that somebody not in the match either gets involved in the match, or there's a distraction, or a backstage beatdown. I think we need to just let this be what it is, and just let them get the win. Yeah, open match, Motor City Machine Guns going over 2 points. And potentially this could be the main event, just because it's a sick match. Let's see, what is the other tag match? Death Riders versus SCU. Oh, that's a good one. It's another good one. We got Pac and Shingo versus Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. You know what, actually? I feel like I booked SCU to win this. Yeah, I'm right. So yeah, there's a little bit of history here between these teams. I feel like we had these guys face each other towards the... I don't know. There was a point in time where I remember SCU was feuding with the Death Riders. That being said, you know, there's a little bit of familiarity there. So yeah, the SCU gonna pull off the upset. I mean, it's not really an upset because they are the baby faces, and technically the Death Riders are still heels. But yeah, we're gonna have them get the win. Here, we'll do Flash Pinfall. You know what, actually? Man, you know, I just did a whole spiel about how we're doing too much interference, but seeing that SCU and not SCU, Death Riders and Latin Mafia are feuding and they're both gonna lose on this show, now I'm kind of tempted to have some kind of Latin Mafia involvement here. Have them cost Death Riders the match. I think that's what we're gonna do. Screw it. Immediately going back on my own word. We're gonna have Pac be distracted by Ortiz. I think in this match, yeah, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna have Pac distract Ortiz this time. But I imagine this would be more of the Death Riders are going to cheat, and Pac and Shingo prevent them from cheating kind of situation. But yeah, they're going tit for tat on the show, I guess. All right, there we go. Kaylee Ray still dealing with chronic upper back pain. That's unfortunate. I was gonna have her lose to Awesome Kong. Alright, is there anybody who can get squashed by Awesome Kong? Or at least lose a competitive match? We've already done the Sarah Del Rey match. Viper, I forget you even here. I've got some people on this roster who are just kind of taking up space right now. Where? Oh, we're in Newton. I mean, Madison Eagles is not bad, I guess. All right, yeah, Madison Eagles. Get out there. You work here. "10 minutes. Awesome Kong wins the match." All right, yeah, we're gonna do a promo where basically Stokely Hathaway is like, Hannah Kimura, I have spoken with Tony Khan, and it is official. Next week, Awesome Kong will be taking back her women's championship that should have never been taken from her in the first place." And then we're gonna have Hannah Kimura come out and say some stuff. Yeah, we gotta finish the trilogy. We have to. We'll call this hype. So, you know, Stokely is essentially trying to intimidate Hannah Kimura by telling her, you know, this is gonna be you. You're gonna lose your title. Hannah Kimura's not really afraid, even though she was taken out backstage last week. You know, she's the champion for a reason, and it's because she's got a lot of fight in her. So she's gonna basically come out and say all these things to Stokely. Do we have another angle? Only likelies. All right, well. All right, we gotta hope for the best here. Is Stokely, by the way, okay, they're back to neutral. We tried giving them creative ideas before, and it just did not go well. All right, there's some more time left on the show. We could probably, you know, get another match in here. This is a regular match. I kind of want to give this more time. "41 more minutes. We should probably. Oh well, Latin Mafia is on the show, but we should probably do something with Penta, I guess. Penta says, "Please book me." So yeah, so far since they've been evil, we've had them defeat Ray Phoenix, Leo Rush, and Hijo de Vikingo. And they broke Hijo de Vikingo and Eddie Kingston's arm. And what the hell? We're gonna retcon it and say that they broke Leo Rush's arm too. We're gonna just pretend we've been doing the gimmick for longer than we have. How about Penta versus Darby? I believe the last time we booked Darby, we just had them randomly lose to Zack Sabre Jr. I don't know why we did that. But we're gonna book him here. We need a wild brawl and storytelling. Damn. All right, can this be a wild brawl? We're gonna have this be storytelling. And we'll probably open the show with this. And I guess, yeah, I guess we have to make this wild brawl. We're gonna have this be foreshadowing. We're gonna book an angle where after the match, Penta is about to once again break someone's arm. So he's gonna break Darby Allin's arm. We're gonna have Darby Allin be background player, Selena De La Renta background player, and we're just gonna have Jon Moxley and the Death Riders come out, and they're not gonna like charge the ring and you know what? Yeah, they're gonna run into the ring, and rather than a big brawl happening, though, Penta's gonna see them, and he's just gonna kind of let go of Darby's arm and get out of the ring. And then Jon Moxley is going to. All right, here's what we're doing. First part, 1 minute tease. All right, we're only gonna have Fergal out there because Pac and Shingo wrestled already, so we can just presume they're chilling after their match. They're getting looked at by the doctors. And we're gonna have Jon Moxley cut a short promo. We'll call this foreshadowing. Where essentially Jon Moxley, he's just pissed that yeah, he was attacked by Latin Mafia last week. So he's basically gonna say, like, Penta, you like to go around talking about how you have zero fear, right? But it seems to me that you and Latin Mafia can only ever face me and the Death Riders when our backs are turned, or when it's not a fair fight, it's not one-on-one. Funny how that works. But yeah, then essentially Jon Moxley is gonna call out Penta, like saying, like, if you have no fear, why don't you face me right now? And Penta's gonna kind of go for it, but then Selena De La Renta is gonna have to kind of put her arm in front of him and be like, Penta, no, stop. Yeah, Penta's into it. Yeah, so big tease. And yeah, here Eddie Kingston's gonna have to miss this show because we're selling that his arm's injured, but we'll just have him be off screen for this. Oh wait, no, not for this promo. Okay. And this is going to be a promo later in the show. Basically it's just gonna be a promo of Andrade responding to Jon Moxley before the main event. Basically saying, like, you know, you want to call us cowards and say that we're afraid of you, Jon Moxley? Jon Moxley, if you were smart, you would be afraid of us, because what we did to you last week was just a taste of what will happen to you if you keep on calling us out and going after us. So I advise that you let bygones be bygones and move on with your life. Yeah, you don't want these problems, man. That's the Andrade promo. Can I just say, speaking of Andrade, I don't know how I'm feeling about him as a baby face right now in AEW. It feels like, I mean, because it kind of felt like at first as though they were trying to hold off on him challenging MJF for the world title until Grand Slam Mexico. But now that apparently MJF's injured, it's kind of like they're pivoting and having him just go after anyone in the Don Callis family, and it's kind of lame. Like, obviously he's still Andrade, he's still a great wrestler, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like him more as a heel. It is kind of funny though how he's really leaned into the how you know a bit, but I feel like Tony Khan has a bit of a, God, this is gonna sound so bad. Nobody get mad at me. I feel like he's got a little bit of the Vince McMahon in him, where if Tony Khan thinks something's funny, he will run that joke into the fucking ground. Because Andrade originally said how you know like 2 years ago, and now it's his catchphrase. It's like, come on. We've still got Roderick Strong yelling people's names. It's like, all right. It's not funny anymore. Let's move on. Anyways, that was my rant about that. All right, we only need about 19 more minutes, but it feels like nobody's on this show. Yeah, Adam Page, Punk, Cody, MJF. Well, is Cody on the show? He wasn't there. I don't know, man. All right, Adam Page promo. You know, no, it's a serious promo, no interviewer. Adam Page, just solo dolo, just by himself. We're gonna do Ultimate Swag off screen, Cody off screen, MJF off screen. Serious Adam Page promo. He's talking about how, you know, the more he thinks about what Cody said and Cody's actions, the more he realizes that it's not just that he wants to be the champion. It is his duty to become the champion. It is he has to win the championship from Cody. That's just the way it needs to be, because AEW deserves a better champion than Cody. All right, yeah, this is a solo promo, so I imagine maybe MJF's just like or Adam Page is like in the stairway or something. He stole Jon Moxley's location. And we're gonna do a second part that is a surprise. Who other? We're gonna have Brody Lee make his grand return, completely unannounced. Yeah, he's just going to appear as if from the shadows. And he's gonna tell Adam Page that he's been watching him, and that he also believes in Adam Page, and that he also thinks that Adam Page is the chosen one. But he's not quite sure if Adam Page really has it in him yet to achieve his ultimate destiny. Yeah, Brody Lee's back, everybody. Making his big return. And this is gonna happen in the middle of the show. Yeah, Brody Lee's suddenly back. I think we're gonna have a Cody promo later. And I mean, I imagine this Cody promo is essentially Cody just kind of being like Brody Lee. Okay. You know, he's kind of just like, all right, the guy that goes around calling himself the Exalted One who showed up, beat Tommaso Ciampa, and then disappeared for months. He's back. Sure, man, whatever. So he's just gonna be dismissive of Adam Page's promo and of the Dark Order. Actually, here we'll put a. Whatever, he's the world champion. We'll give him 6 minutes. All right, now we need 8 more minutes. Okay, what can we book? You know, we haven't been having any of the teams in the tag tournament cut promos, so maybe. Let's see. Can I look in their bracket? Who are the Young Bucks are in the lead in their brackets? The Fatus and FTR are kind of tied. B-Block, Briscoes, and Mercy Machine Guns are doing good. No, not show history. I want to go to here wrestling the Kingdom's next, or the Kingdom next. Briscoes. Yeah, how about we do an FTR promo and a Briscoes promo? And that should be enough to fill out the show, I guess. And FTR is going to cut a very normal promo. They're going to hit all their bullet points. They're going to say, you know, we might have lost to the Fatus in our first match of the tournament, but that's only because we were caught off guard. We didn't expect that we'd even be facing a team that wasn't in the company, or at least that we weren't aware was in the company. So really, it was an unfair matchup. It was a setup. But mark our words, Young Bucks, we will be meeting you in the finals of the block, and we will be taking your tag titles from you. Yeah, they're still confident, you know. And of course they're making excuses for losing to the Fatus. They're not just gonna come out right and be like, oh yeah, they beat us fair and square. Yeah, obviously FTR wants to win. Top guys out. Hey, you know what actually? Since we're not opening the show for promo, let's move this to right after the opening match. Because you know, if I don't start the show with a promo, I like to have a good promo after the first match. And yeah, maybe not maybe FTR not the guys for the job. All right, the Briscoe brothers, and we're gonna do hype for this one. And, you know, they're baby faces, so their promo is gonna be about how they're on a roll. They've won both of their matches so far, and it's not gonna stop. They're gonna win the next one, and they're gonna win the next one, and they're gonna win the next one until they win the whole tournament. And their next opponents are Latin Mafia, so we're just gonna put them off screen. I'm gonna put this promo here in between Mox and whatever else that other thing was. We're gonna make this Jon Moxley promo a little longer just because it's a Jon Moxley promo. All right, that put us at exactly 115 minutes, exactly 70%. There we go. Nothing from Danielson, Punk this week. I don't know, man. Our roster is too big to get everyone on the show every week. Ray Phoenix. Poor Ray Phoenix has not done anything in a while. Yeah, and I'm planning to have Wagner in a pay-per-view match, and he also hasn't done anything in a while. But that is not an issue for right now. Because this show is booked. I'm done booking. I'm going to put the pen down. And we're going to run this show in a second. I really hope the main event is good. I've got no doubt that Walter is going to carry Will Ospreay to a good match. But I'm curious to see how good the match is. Because in theory, Walter versus Will Ospreay in like an 18-minute match should be like a 5-star match. But yeah, given Will Ospreay, the state of Will Ospreay in the game, given the state of Bruv, we'll see. We'll see. All right, so I'm gonna guess the show gets like an 80. I'm gonna guess 88 for the sake of variety. I'm not gonna guess 87 again. I'm gonna guess 88. All right, let's see how we do. Okay, opening match. We're starting off with action from the get-go. All right, in our storytelling match, SCU pick up a bit of a what is the word I'm trying to say here? A bit of an upset win over the Death Riders, who they have a bit of history with. So yeah, it turns out their experience facing the Death Riders came into play. They were able to steal a win, roll up. Of course, we had a distraction from Ortiz. You know, SCU not really associated with Latin Mafia. Maybe they didn't even see Ortiz provide the distraction. But nonetheless, it helped them get the win here. 73. All right, backstage, Adam Page cutting a fiery promo about how AEW deserves a champion that is greater than Cody Rhodes, and he knows that he can be that champion. And out from the shadows, the exalted one himself, Brody Lee, appears. And Brody Lee basically questions Adam Page. He says that he agrees with him. AEW deserves a better champion than Cody Rhodes, but Adam Page, are you that champion? All right, 80. All right, women's action. Awesome Kong defeats Madison Eagles. This is a match straight out of Shimmer. Gets a 67. Pretty decent match, I'd say. 61 from Kong is not that great. But whatever. We'll take it. The point of this match was just to put Kong over. Oh, we did it! Whoa, 83! Finally! Finally, we get another good promo from Stokely. It's been so long. It's been so long. Hell yeah, the storyline gained heat. Yeah, this is as good as I could have hoped for this to do. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. They're taking it seriously. This third match between Hannah Kimura and Awesome Kong, it's gonna be one to remember. All right, thank you, Stokely. Thank you, Hannah. Everybody finally fucking taking their job seriously. 83. All right, and after all the excitement, we had to bring things back down. So we sent FTR out there to cut a promo. You know, we need to cool everybody off a bit. Everybody's getting a little too excited about the show. No, we don't want that. 58. All right, and then in a random singles match, we've got Penta taking on Darby Allin in a bit of a wild brawl. So, you know, Darby Allin's not really one to just roll over and die. He's gonna put up a fight against anyone. But unfortunately, he was taken out by Penta after he's hit with the Pentagon driver. Excuse me. Good match though. All right, and after the match, before 92. Yeah, before Penta can break Darby Allin's arm like he's been doing to the other guys he's faced, the Death Riders run out there. They run them off and they cut a promo on them. Jon Moxley questions whether or not Penta really has no fear. All right, and here we get a promo from the Briscoe brothers. They've won, or they've gone undefeated so far in the tournament, and they plan on keeping that going. You know, up next, they're gonna take on Black Taurus and Ortiz, so they're gonna be watching the main event closely tonight, and you know, they plan on winning and going all the way. 75. All right, and our big singles match. Walter defeats Will Ospreay in a match that went 17 minutes. Beat him with a lariat. That can't be too good on the hurt neck. And they have even with great chemistry, still only an 81 as a Walter match. I feel like my concerns about Will Ospreay are validated here. You know, it's obviously Walter got a 97. Obviously, it's going to be a good match. It's Walter. But yeah, Will Ospreay we gave him a 17-minute match on Dynamite and we got a 56. Yeah, I'm sorry, Will. It's cooked. It's chopped, bro. It's chopped. Bruh. Right, after the match, Walter continues the attack on Will Ospreay. AJ Styles tries to run out and make the save, but he's held back. He's cut off at the pass by the other ring camp guys, and unfortunately, Will Ospreay is power driven through the announcers table, Terry Funk style, like I said earlier. So yeah, effectively, we're writing Will Ospreay off here. We tried him for a while. We really did. We gave him a shot. He's just not that good in this mod. His neck is too fucked up. And just based on the way this game works, I don't know that he's ever gonna heal. You know, I don't know that he's ever gonna take time off and come back and suddenly start having great matches like he's supposed to. Because his neck's just too damaged. It's unfortunate. Jesus Christ, we got 100 segment here. I forget what this promo even was about. But yeah, Cody Rhodes and MJF just talking shit for 6 minutes, I guess. 100. Hell yeah. All right, and now before the main event, we get some words from Latin Mafia. We've got Andrade speaking on behalf of the group. And basically responding to Jon Moxley's promo from earlier. And Black Taurus and Ortiz are about to be in the main event, so let's see how that does. An 81. All right. Both members of Motor City Machine Gun getting injured in this match. Jesus, man. What were they doing in this match? But anyways, Motor City Machine Gun get the win over Latin Mafia in our Steal the Show match. Picking up 2 more points. 2 more precious points in the All Elite Tag League. In a match that got an 81. Yeah, I knew this would be a good one. Also, shout out to Black Taurus. We kind of just threw him in the tournament as a replacement for Santana, and he's fucking hanging. He's hanging. He did 1 point better than Chris Sabin. Like he's fully earned this spot in the tournament. Shout out to Black Taurus, man. The Beast Mordos. $88. All right, the hot streak continues, man. I don't even know if we can call it a hot streak at this point. I feel like the company is over. We're just popular. I feel like no matter what we book, the show is gonna be good. All right, thankfully these injuries to the Motor City Machine Guns are not too serious. Although, let me see something. Okay, they're not scheduled to wrestle until next week's Dynamite. All right, so that actually works out perfectly for us. Thank God. Because otherwise, we would have had to send them out there with their broken finger and their bruised tailbone. Made a bit of money on the show. And we gained some popularity. Yeah, look at our popularity in the US, man. That's insane. All right. Let's see. Anything? Looks like nothing interesting happening. All Japan hired a kid. Oh, he's only on tour. Okay. Oh, WWE trying to hire Desmond Xavier. Do we want to put a stop to this? Do we want to intervene? He's pretty popular, actually. Not that. I mean, he's pretty good, but Ooh, a 4-year exclusive written. Damn, that's serious. How badly do I want the Rascals? I mean, because yeah, I feel like if we sign Desmond Xavier, we kind of got to sign the other ones too. Oh, WWE looking to bring back Xavier Woods. That's so funny. I mean, damn. Shit. Okay. I mean, I definitely would like to have the New Day. Why am I looking at this? I would definitely like to have the New Day as a part of my roster at some point. So it's like, when do Kofi and Big E's contracts end? I feel like now I've got to hire. Well, his contract's coming up in July. That's not even that far. And same for Kofi. Damn, we've got to hire Xavier Woods. Fuck. I mean, it's not that, it's not like I didn't want to hire him anyways, but I mean, yeah, whatever. We're going to hire him. Yeah, I can't let you do that, WWE. I can't let you do that. All right, so we're going to 31K bonus, 31. Let's up this a little. Let's do like 33.5. I'll make the bonus flat. 20% bonus. Seriously? Sheesh. It's just Xavier Woods. It's just Xavier Woods. A better offer. All right. 35.5? A better offer. Seriously? 30%. All right, what if we just go all the way up to 40K? To 40,000 per month. One of two? Are you serious, bro? I mean, I guess in theory we could offer him 4 years. But I kind of want to avoid that because I feel like they're going to counter offer something and we're going to have to make another offer anyways. 35? Give him a 30% bonus. Jesus Christ. One of two? Are you kidding me? This guy. How over are you? I can't look at it. Okay. 42. All right, 42. He'll accept. All right, now we wait for WWE to up their offer, and then we give him 4 years. Do we want Desmond? Why is WWE suddenly hiring people? All right, let's go to the short list. I mean, yeah, he's like somewhat popular. I mean, he might be good for ROH for a while. I realize I've talked about so much wanting to start a cruiserweight division in this save, but then I introduced the international championship and we had a tournament for that. We're literally in the middle of our tag league. I just keep putting other things ahead of the cruiserweight title, which is unfortunate that we don't have that on their way already. Yeah, there's Desmond Xavier, there's Trey Miguel, and then there's the third one. Oh, Zachary Wentz. There we go. Not as over. Man, do I really care about these guys? Like, I know they're solid. I see their stats here. feel like we've got a lot of guys we can say that about. And again, they're definitely more over than some of the people I have in dev right now. All right, you know what? How about this? We're going to make Desmond Xavier a contract offer just for now. And then maybe like in the next episode, we'll decide if we want to actually hire all the rascals or if we're just going to stick with this guy. I mean, am I that crazy about Desmond Xavier though? I mean, yeah, he could fit into ROH until we find something for him to do, but I actually don't know that I'm that crazy to book Desmond Xavier. Now, the more I think about it, the more I feel like I'm kind of just forcing myself to hire him so WWE doesn't have him, which is a very WWE move, honestly, if you think about it. So you know what? We're just gonna let this one. We're just gonna let it go. We're gonna leave it be. We literally have so many tag teams that we're running a tag league. We're planning on bringing in the New Day. I think the Rascals we're just gonna have to do without them. And that's okay. Life will go on. All right, and now that I have made a contract offer to Xavier Woods, I guess that means this is the end of this episode. So if you watched this so far, thank you so much for watching, first of all. Please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and follow me on Twitch at @HijoDeAmigo. Yeah, sorry there was no CMLL stream this week. Sorry, this is on a strange day, on a Monday instead of a Sunday. But you know, life happens, and sometimes you just gotta roll with it, right? All right, again, so yeah, this is the end of the stream. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna catch you all next time. Take it easy, everybody.